Hello, my dear students. I am your teacher, Miss Kajal Ladkani, and I'll be teaching you general science. Now, take out your general science textbook, page number 1. In that, take out chapter first, that is the living world, adaptations and classification. Now, let's recall. In what different ways is the diversity in living things seen? Yes, a great variety of plants is found on the earth. Some plants have colorful flowers, some plants grow in water, whereas some are to be found in deserts, which have a scarcity of water. Some plants are found only in snowy regions. Some plants cannot be seen without a microscope, whereas some are huge in size, like plants, animals, to show diversity. Some are unicellular, means with a single cell. Others multicellular, more than one cell. Some are vertebrates, where some are invertebrates. This world is full of variety of animals. Aquatic, lives in water. Terrestrial, lives in land. Amphibian, that lives in water as well as on land. Reptilian, reptiles. Aerial, existing in air, etc. These observations gave rise to the new question: how did the great diversity come into being? Coniferous trees like pine and deodar flourish in snowy regions. Coniferous means cones, cone shaped, like Kashmir. However, in the deserts of Rajasthan, plants like cactus, acacia are to be found. The camel or desert animal is not found in Kashmir. Now, what are adaptations? Gradual changes occur in the body parts and also in the behavior of organisms, which helps them to adjust to the surroundings. Such changes are called adaptations. Gradual means slow changes. Slow changes occur in our body parts also, right? So, in simple words, adaptation can also be called modification or transformation. Adaptations involves a combination of features such as shape, size, color, structure, and behavior. The development of certain body parts in plants and animals that help them to survive and flourish in their environment is termed as adaptation. Adaptation also helps plants and animals to survive in changing environment. Also, the natural environment in which an organism lives, feeds and reproduces is called its habitat. So, the next topic is adaptation in plants. Now, let us see. Plants modify different parts of their body in order to store food to survive under unfavorable conditions. Now, for example, some plants develop aerial roots from the branches for extra support. Some plants modify their roots for breathing. And some plants like lemon develops thorns from the shoot. You can see that in picture also. In some plants like roses have prickles that develop from the adaptations in aquatic plants. If the aquatic plant grows in rivers or ponds, they are called freshwater plants. If they grow in salt water, they are called marine plants. Now see what are the types of aquatic plants. First, submerged plants. They grow fully under water. The sunlight passes through water and reaches the plants. Now second one is partially submerged plants, and the best example of it is lotus. Its roots are inside the water while leaves and flowers float on the water surface. Its leaves are broad and flat, and the stomata are found on the upper part of the leaves. Third type is free floating plants. Now, these plants floats on the surface of the water like the water hyacinth and duckweed. Their leaves are flat and hanging roots with the water. Now, the next part is adaptation in desert plants. Desert plants are either leafless or their leaves are like small needles or have been modified into thorns. As a result, they lose very little water by evaporation. The stem stores water and food and is therefore fleshy. The stems are green as they perform photosynthesis in the absence of leaves. Their roots penetrate deep into the soil in search of water. There is a thick layer of waxy substances on the stems of these plants too. So, the desert is such a hot and dry place, it seems there is no water, but there are still plants around there. Deserts receive very little rainfall, because of which they have very little water, and that too very deep underground. In spite of such scarcity of water, deserts do have plants. Some examples are cactus, palm, acacia are the most common desert plants. These desert plants have special adaptations which helps them to survive in such dry conditions of a desert. Now, considering the example of cactus, a cactus plant has thick green stem. You can see that in picture. This thick stem stores water in it when water is available. This stored water helps the plants to survive when water is not available. The stem of a cactus has a waxy coating to prevent the loss of water from the plant. Also, the cactus has no leaves. Actually, the leaves of the cactus are reduced to spines, which prevents the loss of water through the pores in the leaves called stomata. This is the adaptation of this plant. The roots of the cactus are also adapted to the desert. The roots of cactus are spread out wide and deep into the ground to absorb more and more water from the ground. Similarly, other desert plants are also adapted with environment. Adaptation in plants of snowy regions. Plants of snowy regions mainly include conifers like deodar and pine. These trees are conical in shape. Due to their sloping branches, in the heavy snowfall and extreme cold in these regions, their conical shape prevents the snow from accumulating on the tree, and the thick bark helps the tree to withstand the cold. Now, different types of organisms have different features, okay, that help them to survive in their habitat. Here, the leaves of the plants is thin and they are pointing downwards because in snowy regions they receive snowfall so that they can shed off the snow. The leaves are arranged in this way. The leaves are thin and they are dropping downwards because this allows the leaves to be less exposed to sunlight. This structure also helps the leaves in reducing the loss of water from the plants. Adaptation of plants of forest region. Some trees, such as neem, banyan, mango, peepal, grow in the plains. They have broad leaves. They do not shed their leaves in winter and continue to grow new leaves again in summer. Some plants, such as teak, sesame, shed their leaves once in summer. They are called deciduous plants. Like climbers, develop tendrils or twining stems for holding onto a support. In these areas, sunlight is very strong and rainfall is high. Plants are lush green with broad leaves. Waxy coating helps them to prevent dryness under the harsh sun. Such areas or forests are called evergreen forest. They do not shed their leaves and always remain green. Adaptation in grassland plants. Grassland receives a fair amount of rain, but it is seasonal and there are long periods of drought everywhere. Diverse types of bushes and grasses are found in the grassland. Fibrous roots of grasses prevent soil erosion. Grasses in the equatorial region are very tall. Animals like tiger, elephants, and deer can remain hidden in these grasses. However, grasses in cold regions are very short. Animals like the rabbit are found in such grasses. Vast meadows are found in hilly areas as well as adaptation for ingestion of food in plants. We know that plants make their own food, but not all plants make their food. There are plants which lives on other plants and absorb nutrients from them. For example, dodder plant, cuscuta plant. It is a leafless twining parasitic plant. Parasitic means that lives on other plant. It does not have chlorophyll and does not make their own food. Instead, they grow on other plants and use their nutrients for its growth. But generally, it doesn't kill its host. Host means the other plant. It absorbs food through hosteria. What is hosteria? It means sucking. Okay, it is a root-like structure that penetrates the tissue of a host plant. Dodder plant has slender stems. Plants need nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium for growth. Plants that grow in soil which is deficient in nitrogen like Drosera, Venus flytrap, pitcher plant, etc. fulfill their need for nitrogen by consuming insects. Adaptations are next. Adaptations in animals. Okay, now we will learn adaptations in animals. Have you ever heard about dinosaurs? They lived long back on the earth. Then they died due to sudden changes in the climate of the earth. The earth's climate changes so quickly that dinosaurs were unable to adapt changes of climates. Usually, living things adjust themselves to their surrounding. This is called adaptation. We know that different types of animals lives in different types of environment. The first subtopic of this is grassland and forest animals. To survive in forest region, lions have following special features. Lions have long claws in their front legs. Its light brown color help it to hide in grasslands. The eyes in front of the face allows it to have correct idea about the location of its prey. Similarly, let us discuss adaptations of deer in this region. It has strong teeth for chewing hard plant stems of the forest. It has long ears to hear movements of predators, and the eyes on the side of its head allow it to look in all directions for danger. The speed of the deer helps adaptation in desert animals. To live in the desert, the animals must learn to survive with very little water, and they have to conserve the water too. The kangaroo rat can live in water which they get it from food itself. Okay, its favorite food is which can absorb the moisture in air. Many kangaroo rats can live its whole life without even drinking water. Can you imagine? It does not sweat. Its body produces concentrated urine to conserve the water. The herbivorous camel also gets the water from food. It has thick lips so that it can eat prickly desert plants which store water without feeling much pain. The camel can drink more than 40 liters of water at a time and go many days, even weeks, without drinking water. It stores the fat in hump. Over 105 degree Fahrenheit is very normal for desert animals. Adaptation of animals in snowy regions. Penguins live in Antarctica, which is southern polar region and is extremely cold as it covered with snow. Penguins are adapted to swim fast. They have webbed feet for powerful swimming. Their bodies are streamlined. Their wings are shaped like flippers that help them to fly underwater. Penguins need to keep them warm as their habitat is Antarctica, which is extremely cold. They have very thick skin with a lot of fat stored under it that keeps them warm. Penguins huddle together in groups of hundreds or thousands so as to keep them warm. You can see that in picture. They have black feathers that absorbs heat from the sun and keeps them. Adaptation in aerial animals. Animals such as birds, bats and some other insects spend most of their time in air. They are called aerial animals. They have two legs. They hatch from eggs. They have light bodies with feathers. They have hollow and bones. They most fly with wings. The spindle-shaped body of birds also minimizes the resistance of air while flying. With hollow bones, a body covering of feathers and modification of four legs into wings. Their body is light in weight and adapted for flying. The body of insects also is light in weight and tapers at both ends. They can fly with two pairs of wings and also walk with 6 stick-like legs. Bats can fly with the help of the patagium, a thin fold of skin between their forelegs and hind. Adaptation in reptiles. Animals like house lizard, garden lizard, crocodile use their muscles for creeping. Similarly, they show adaptations in skin, soles of feet, body color, etc. For example, the house lizard and monitor lizards have clawed toes and thin soles, whereas snakes have a scaly skin. Next, adaptation for food in animals. Special adaptations are seen in each category to make the process of feeding easy. We will discuss this in greater detail in the chapter of nutrition. Watch the programs on channels like National Geographic, Wild Discovery, etc. to learn more about feeding habits of animals like frogs, snakes, birds. Now, the last topic is adaptation for blending with the surrounding. Blending here means mixing. We cannot easily spot colorful butterfly, lizard, grasshoppers. They get camouflaged amid grasses. Hope you all have understood.